Gentlemen, I give you instructions. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to keep this a clean bout, all right? Obey yourself, protect yourself at all times. Good luck.
Mario Veit then 6 feet 2 inches tall. And Joe Calzaghe, the former British Super Middleweight champion, he beat Stephen Wilson, the Scotsman, for the title, and stopped Mark Delaney in 5 in his only defence of the championship. Never won an on-sale belt, and I think one day Joe may regret that, but we'll see. So let's see then. Can he put away Mario Veit, the challenger, in the opening session like he's promised to? Joe Calzaghe, a very powerful man with very fast hands. Not normally a combination that we're too used to, of course. Mario Veit, though, has improved immensely, I think, since he fought Joe. And that win over Brewer really did say an awful lot about Mario Veit, for me anyway. And by the way, this 38 fight record, undefeated, of Joe Calzaghe gives him a great deal of pride, and he wants to hang on to that. But let's just see how Mario Veit fares here. Don't forget, facing the only man that's beaten him so far, and Joe wiped him out in the first round. Well, a slightly reticent start here by Joe Calzaghe. There's no doubt about it. Mario Veit is not the same man he was 4 years ago. A lot of people, of course, have got Joe down as an out-and-out puncher, but he's a very good boxer as well. Well, nice bit of work there from Calzaghe, but Veit good on his feet. So Mario Veit then has a minute to survive here to get through this first round. And he looks like he will. Very determined effort, this from the German. Lovely little right hook there from the Welshman. Terrific punch up from Calzaghe. And this is a good follow-up here from Joe Calzaghe. Well, could that prediction about to become true? Well, it looks like it won't. Less than 10 seconds to go then in this opening session. And Joe Calzaghe's won this first round out of sight. Oh, nice right there from Veit to finish the opener. But a good start for Joe Calzaghe. 10-9 then. And incidentally, one thing I have been thinking about Joe's career, you know, every fighter who wins a title or doesn't wants to end up with legendary status. And sadly for Joe, I've got a feeling he won't. This WBO title's been good to him, 16th defense here tonight, but it could also be a millstone around his neck. There are a lot of fights he maybe could have had, should have had, but hasn't had. And of course, great fighters establish themselves against fighters of equal stature in their era. And Joe's not really had that opportunity. It was mooted, of course, that he's moved up to light heavyweight. He has suffered the odd injury, of course, to the elbow and shoulder over the last couple of years. I personally think a move up to light heavy would be a good career move for Joe Calzaghe, and after establishing himself after a couple of fights, possibly challenge Clinton Woods. Round 2 then of a scheduled 12 here. WBO Super Middleweight Championship at stake. And it's fighters like Calzaghe really that have made the WBO. I don't think the WBO's done a great deal for Joe. As I say, though, it has been an earner. And you can't begrudge him that. I know Frank Warren has tried desperately hard to get Joe the fights he craves, but if they won't fight you, they won't fight you. And there's no change, by the way, in that. That's happened for many, many years. It's happened for almost 100 years now. Fighters take the ones they want and leave the ones they don't. So Mario Veit then in the second round here. In his heart of hearts, he might not have expected to have got this far, but he has done. Nice jab again from Veit. Calzaghe always chasing, always looking for the openings. Very fast hands, as I say, a good boxer, underrated. And this, by the way, oh, lovely left hand there from Calzaghe. There's no reflection, by the way, I don't think, on Calzaghe's ability, but more on the improvement here of the challenger. Incidentally, Veit won the what they call the interim championship when Calzaghe was off sick. Oh, well, nice again. Look at the way he closes the gap there. Walks in behind those very fast hands. Full marks though to Mario Veit, who's sticking with this one very gamely. Under pressure, admittedly, but still there. It reminds me a wee bit sometimes of Calzaghe of Laszlo Papp, who of course was 3 times Olympic champion and a terrific professional. Oh, nice bit of work again here from Calzaghe. Good round this again for Joe. But he's still finding himself up against a steely challenger here in Mario Veit, who gets through the second. Cracking start then for Joe Calzaghe, 2018 in his favour.
Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Ain't 2-round fight, okay? Hey, listen.
Ready to rumble!
Peugeot, official partner of the French Open for more than 20 years. Enjoy Roland Garros with the Lacoste champions.
Top and bottom, okay? Don't stall there watching what he does. Just stall some time watching. You get caught with a sucker shot, right? Punch can always move.
Bit of replay then here from the second round. Nice little right that from Veit. But Calzaghe comes straight back at him.
No problem, right? Sometimes you'll double jab.
It's inevitable you'll get hit, of course, at this level. No doubt about that.
Don't drop behind unless you want to go for the kill.
And that's that march forward and very fast hands. Into round 3 we go then. Scheduled for 12, remember, the challenger Mario Veit in the red against the champion making the 16th defence of his title here, Joe Calzaghe from Newbridge in South Wales. Some good advice from his father Enzo in the corner there, in between rounds. Oh, nice bit of work here again from Calzaghe. But you can see how steeled up now Mario Veit has turned out to be. Says a different man from 4 years ago. He's still got a lot of work to do, though. Joe Calzaghe's won the first couple, without question. And it's interesting, when Veit fought Charles Brewer in his last contest, he absolutely destroyed Brewer. He dominated him at long range. But of course, against Calzaghe, you can't do that because he's so good at closing the gap. One thing I do object to, of course, about Joe's style is he tends to move round to his own left, meaning he walks onto an orthodox fighter's right hand. And Joe Calzaghe, by the way, a very popular fighter. Doesn't matter where he fights. It's the first time he's ever fought outside the British Isles, though. And we saw an awful lot of Joe in his early days here on Eurosport. Well, left hand again from Veit. But once again, it's a round in which he's not really done enough to impress. Well, nice little combination there again from Calzaghe. And again, such fast hands. What a gift. Yes, if you remember, of course, Ali had the likes of Frazier, Foreman, Liston, Norton to become a legend against. Marvin Hagler, well, look who he had around him to become a legend against. And as I say, unfortunately for Joe, I don't think that's the case. Well, another good round though for Calzaghe there, 30-27. Well, what can Fritz Zunek tell Mario Veit? Not a lot. Using the end swell there just to ensure no swellings come up on the eyes. Bit of replay though coming up. There should be a couple of fast punches from Joe, but he did take a good left hand like that. So there's all the usual suspects at ringside, including Felix Sturm. Well, maybe he fancies a crack at Joe.
Nice, lovely jab, right? Right, Joe?
Into round 4 we go then, and you heard Enzo Calzaghe, Joe's dad, say there, I want a nice jab. And he's absolutely right, Enzo, of course, everything comes off the jab. Sometimes fighters will throw a backhand without throwing the jab, but they tend to have more success when they do both in conjunction with each other. That doesn't, of course, mean simultaneously. And once again, I think Joe needs to develop some sort of movement to his right-hand side. Always moving on to the stronger right hand here. Lands a good right hook of his own, though. And I've always found Joe to be an incredibly exciting fighter. Oh, lovely work again here from Calzaghe. Good solid punches there. And full marks to Mario Veit because he's not wilting at all. Well, once again, Calzaghe knows how to close that gap. And there must come a time, of course, when Veit has to fight. Otherwise, this will be a very muted challenge from him. At the moment, he's been under pressure. If he's hoping Joe will blow up around about the halfway point, he's got another thing coming, because Joe can punch like this all night. Well, switching to head and body, they're back again. And I tell you what, Mario Veit is very, very fortunate. He's got this incredible reach and height. Oh, lovely little right hook there from Calzaghe, just as Veit moved in. So another good round there for Calzaghe there. 40-36 then, 4 gone, potentially 8 to go.
Right, okay. You hear me now? I don't give a shit, he slows down, but combinations. All right, listen, you drop your hands, you combinations. All right, okay? This guy is fucking nowhere near your league. Nowhere near it.
Well, Enzo Calzaghe being assisted by Frank Black and Dean Powell, as once again we see some nice bit of replay here from Calzaghe, landing good punches.
Look for a good jab and then work behind a fantastic jab. All right? When he comes, step up left, back foot, right? Let him fall onto counter. Miss a jab, left and right. All right? All right, minimum shots, I want a 3 shot minimum. All right? I want that.
Well, Enzo there, very enthusiastic corner man. Don't forget, fights are won and lost in corners.
I want it tight, tight.
So Joe Calzaghe, then the reigning and defending WBO Super Middleweight champion, making the 16th defence of his crown against a man he's blown away in a round previously and might have expected to do so again, but a different fight this one. Calzaghe is undoubtedly winning it, but Veit's resolve has been tremendous so far. Well, nice sneaky left hand there from Calzaghe. Lovely bit of work here again for Joe Calzaghe. Shakes his head, knocks a punch off. Oh, and this is typical Joe Calzaghe. Likes to walk forward and really put his opponents under pressure, especially if they just had a bit of success. Well, a very measured performance this at the moment by Mario Veit, but it's not going to win him many points. Just watch how quickly Joe closes that gap. And he's on you very, very quickly. Oh, nice shot right there from Veit. And has he got a cut? Well, once again, Calzaghe marches forward. No cut, I don't think. Well, nice little right again there from Veit. And all that'll do is wind Joe up. And Veit has proved against the likes of Charles Brewer that he does carry a dig these days, although I don't think Brewer's quite the man he was the night he faced Joe. Well, is Mario Veit now beginning to warm up? Oh, lovely left hook there. Terrific punch there from Calzaghe. Veit on the floor here, right at the end of round 5. So the manager can, then the bell goes. So a cracking round there again for Calzaghe. A 2-point round for him. Well, a cracking shot that from Joe, smack on the point of the chin. So 50-44, then a 6-point gap, and we've got 7 rounds to play. If Mario Veit wants to win this WBO title, he's going to have to win every round from here on in. Here we go again. What a cracking shot that was. Right on the jaw. Can't argue with that, can you? And Joe is a natural puncher, of course. So into round 6 we go. Now, has Veit recovered from that left hook he took at the end of the 5th round? Not yet, he hasn't. And Calzaghe, oh, he got him over again. Accumulation of punches there from Joe Calzaghe. Mario Veit on the floor for the 2nd time in the fight. We are in round 6. Less than half a minute on the clock. Box on. Oh, it's all over. It's all over. The towel has been waved by Fritz Zunek. The referee does not have to accept it. In fact, he sent Zunek out and says, box on. So Calzaghe then must have been heartened by that gesture. It's all over now. It's all over. So Joe Calzaghe emerges victorious in 6 rounds. Well, I'm delighted for Joe. I'm also delighted as well for the effort there expended by Mario Veit. It wasn't a winning effort, but my goodness me, he tried an awful lot harder than did the previous time, and that, of course, is his missus. I suspect this young lady's with Joe, because she's the smiler. So Joe Calzaghe then retains his WBO Super Middleweight Championship in the 6th round against Mario Veit. That's his 16th successful defence. He won the title, you may remember, back in 1997. 8 years a champion now. Go up to light heavy, Joe, if you can make it. That's where I think his future lies. No one at super middle wants to touch him, but I do know that Clinton Woods fancies a rumble with Joe Calzaghe. Here we go again. It was an accumulation of punches, rather one single punch here that put Veit down at the start of round 6. Another thing Joe's exceptionally good at. He mixes those punches up very well. And I'd say the speed of shot's incredible for a man of his weight. And that was the final flurry. Don't forget, Fritz Zunek had got onto the ring, waved the towel to the referee. The referee does not have to accept it.
Come back again. Mario done well.
Well, Frank Warren, they're delighted that his charge has come through in such good style, and rightly so. Bit of replay again. This was the 6th and final round, and Joe really put some venom behind those shots, as well as a great deal of speed. And so I think it was the accumulation of punches that does it. He had him on the floor, remember, in the 5th round, right at the end of the session, with a left hook to the jaw. Whether Veit was over that punch is rather academic at this point, because he simply couldn't take the follow-up. And of course Zunek knew what was to come. Well, some nice words there from Joe. You're all hard, he says to Veit.
und damit alter und neuer WBO-Weltmeister im Supermittelgewicht aus Cardiff, Joe Calzaghe.
Well, there can be no complaints there whatsoever. I know that Mario Veit thought the first time they met he was caught cold, but this time he had plenty of time to get into it, but couldn't keep Joe off him. And so Calzaghe still the WBO Super Middleweight champion after his 16th defence. Well, a very sporting ending from these two men. And, well, I just say, Joe needs someone he can build a legendary name against. I don't think it's in the super middleweight division, unfortunately. So maybe a trip to light heavyweight might just suit him. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for the Welshman. But, well, he'll be basking in the glory of retaining his championship. My name's Steve Holter. Take care of yourselves. See you very soon here on British Eurosport. Goodbye.
Take you back.